Greetings and salutations, everyone. I'm Mechamac, this is Limbus Company, and it is Walpurgis Night. Walpurgis Night? Heck if I know, but it's new. Which means that the first thing we do, so target extraction Ryoshu. We could get the fancy new Butler Ryoshu if we didn't already have it. We could get her Red Eyes Ego if we didn't already have those. So that doesn't mean much to us. But we also have Walpurgis Night 3, so there's some new things here. All the Walpurgis Night Ego are available. Let's hit the extraction up. So, a new extraction for the Edgar family butlers has been converted into thread. But let's see how lucky we can get, because we have quite the bit of lunacy banked up. Oh, we got something good already.
손이 가끔씩 떨릴 때가 있는데 겁쟁이처럼 보이지 않았으면 좋겠네요.
And the other thing that we got was Don Quixote, which we already had. So let's see what he has for us. Fierce Charge. When in volatile ego state, consume 5 SP. Inflict burn. If in volatile ego, reuse coin once per skill. Would you believe it, but I actually got the Faith Ego gift in one last minute run of the Mirror Dungeon Hard. And that seems like it would be pretty good here. When in a volatile ego state, consume 5 SP. Then gain attack weight. And after attack, consume another 5 SP. Unfortunate. Passives. It looks like this is an always active. On hit, inflict burn. If the target has burn, final power +1. When hit, if a defense skill is changed at combat start, inflict burn. Lose the number of turns times 5 SP to a maximum of 40 SP. So it would be possible to keep him over losing his state. At 0 or less SP, exit volatile ego state. This unit inflicts 1 more burn potency with its skills if we're at 3 Wrath Resonance. At 0 plus SP in volatile ego state, gain coin power plus SP divided by 20. If at 45 SP, coin power plus 3 instead, but how are you supposed to keep him at 45 SP when he keeps on use losing his... I don't know, he's a weird one. So if we uptie him, he gains 1 max speed, he inflicts 1 extra burn, and he gains clash power from the target having burn. That's it. Also, offense level +2 isn't that impressive. Let's burn just a little bit. Right, we're not allowed to just buy it outright, but let's just burn a tiny little bit of ego shards. Don't do this at home, by the way. Don't throw away your ego shards just to show off story content. So this gives us Stigmatize. If target has 10 plus burn, coin power +1. When in volatile ego state, change to Blazing Strike. On Clash win, heal 10 SP. On Clash lose 10 SP. Do the same for Blazing Strike. Ooh, wow. 13 is a really fancy floor. And +15? Really? Oh, this is actually giving N. Sinclair a run for his money. Anyway, deal more damage for every burn on the target. If the target has 10 burn, inflict 2 Burn against number of highest resonance random enemies. On hit, inflict 10 burn. On kill, inflict burn potency of the defeated target between all enemies. Maximum of 10 in focused encounter between all parts. Upgrade the base power for Fierce Charge and the base power for Sunset Blade. That's it.
슬퍼하고 있는 저를 위해 대신 울어줄 사람은 없겠죠.
Now let's check out what his next uptie will be about. You know, you could try different kinds of tea once in a while. Is my Sinclair cha really that delicious? Master answers teasingly as though I was asking him the most obvious question in the world. My Sionbei will be back from a contract soon, so I open the window wide for her return. Sionbei said she'll just be making a quick stop at the workshop, so I don't suppose she'll be long. Days without contracts were always so peaceful. Chatting about the day-to-day goings-on with my master while sipping on a cup of Sinclair cha. Worrying about our next month's rent with Sionbei, who should be here any minute. It was a warm and gentle hour, not unlike the cold dawn of our office's namesake. I enjoyed that hour. I was making decent progress as a fixer too. Under the skillful guidance of my master, I learned the basics of being a fixer, things I should know if I was really serious about working in this field, and the tricks of using Stigma Workshop's weapons. Whichever contract we picked up, we managed. It was mostly thanks to my master and Sionbei's excellent skills, but still, results begot recognition and I naturally rose through the fixer ranks. A proof I was slowly bettering myself. But didn't really get to do anything in this contract either. My master was a prominent fixer during the Smoke War. My Sionbei took care of an urban legend contract all on her own. Between these two giants of our Dawn office, my earnest efforts amounted to nothing but a struggle not to fall behind. The two of them always assured me that I wasn't useless, that I was helpful, but all that reassurance rang hollow. We got the invitation? It's that urban plague, the library, isn't it? Will I be going with you? Am I even going to be of any help to you two there? My self-doubt grew without no end, and with it, my faith in the two of them did as well. Too much. I guess I won't have to do much more than provide them some basic support. I need to shut off Discord. The faith that two of them had this in the bag, that I wasn't really that necessary, and with such shallow, selfish presumption, I walked into the library. My master, who was so worried about me to the end. My Sionbei, who refused to blame me for anything nor show any fear in the face of the end. Even fixers of the affiliated office who offered me help. All were vanquished by the library. Each and every one of them turned into a book. Everyone I'd grown so used to, always being there for me, were gone. I alone survived. I consider if there's any point in me going back in there to fight them. The fabricated heart isn't so bad? No, that can't be. I consider escaping, reporting everything I've seen here to an association, and then asking them for help. That would be the most logical thing to do, right? You're right. No one really understood my true feelings. Fear grips me. It holds me back from moving on. I slowly retreat. Will this path really bring me nothing but suffering? A beautiful voice whispers comfort in my ears with every withdrawing step I take. Then, all of a sudden, I begin to wonder if everything I'd done were nothing more than self-serving justifications. And with it comes the inkling of an understanding that I will never be able to forge on so long as I continue protecting and embellishing myself with a shield of others. That the right path is honest, forward path, not the stuttering retreat disguised as selflessness. I accept that I wasn't even on a righteous path. that I am squalid, hideous person. I admit it. I admit it that I'm as uncaring and selfish as any other city dweller. And I cease my retreat. If I were to close my heart to everyone else, turn my back on them, could I truly love myself more? I don't know. I just don't know. Shield my eyes from apprehension. Plug my ears from the beautiful voice. Shut my mouth from the lies that I do this out of altruism. I convince myself the unembellished reality is no more heartless than my self-serving daydreams, and turn to face the battlefield I had fled from. How unfortunate. The child failed to reveal his true self. He even fell short of full self-restraint. No one's going to cry on behalf of my sorrow. At the end of the day, this pain is my responsibility to bear, because it is an indelible stigma. If only the child gave greater care to his own emotions. He faced his feelings, and all of its hellish flames honed it all into a form of a tool. The child failed to reach his pure self. Instead, he remained the form of a human and directed the tip of his sword against his enemies. That's okay. I once knew a child who was very much like him, a child who, even for a fleeting moment, reached the apex. That child also ignored me the first time, only to lend me his ears late. Shoot! That's actually pretty big. This means that all of these narrations have been from Carmen's point of view. Yikes. Or at least this one is. They are very similar to one another, so I suppose a similar end shall await this one at the end of his path. The child will eventually give up on forging onward. He will retreat once again. You're wrong, Miss Carmen. I'm afraid. I'm so afraid I want to let go of this blade and flee this place at this very moment. But I don't want to linger her anymore. But that path is such a painful one to walk. I wish he wouldn't subject himself to such suffering. The child, now freed from his shell, dangerously attempts to reach for the heavens when he has but a lone wing, not knowing that his shaky consciousness was the only thing keeping his wing intact in the flames that devoured his emotions as fuel. He confidently regards the children of the library, his sword arm outstretched to meet the reception. This feeling is destiny bestowed upon me. I have to soar. I will break this shell that stands in my way. I'll break it altogether and soar to a higher place. How long will it be until that solitary wing of vanity melts into nothingness under the cascading emotions? There's no way to know for now, but on the day of your wings melting, on the day of your fall, heed my words once again, dear child. Ooh, that has quite the potential to be disastrous. We've been using Carmen to fuel our machine. Sure, let's catch him up. So, if we uptie him to 4, at 45 SP gain extra attack weight on Sunset Blade. Sunset Blade was actually kind of cool back in the Library of Ruina. I'm glad it's getting its shout out here. Coin power for every 7 burn on the target. And this is what turns into Blazing Strike. Coin power plus 2 for every 4 sum of burn potency on all enemies, to a maximum of 8. 10% damage for every Wrath Resonance. If at 4 plus highest absolute Wrath Resonance, deal 20% damage for every Wrath Resonance instead. Ouch. Deal 4% more damage for every burn on the target to 120%. If above resonance is Wrath Resonance, inflict 1 burn count as well. Oof. When in Volatile Ego, base power for every 2 burn on target, to a maximum of 20. It's too bad this is a block skill because I'd love to see something like that on an evade. This unit inflicts 1 more burn potency and count with its skills, but 6 times per turn only. We can't get him to that, but still those are funny numbers. Anyway, back to the extraction. Maybe we can get something else funny. Nothing Walpurgis night here. And now we're going to start burning through our lunacy stocks. Oh wait, one of them changed! But it's Utis again. This is what pulling for specific ego is like. There's nothing else in the ego pool for it to be pulling from. But ego is just very low odds. That's the problem. Okay, this is shinier. Ooh. Is this an ego? No, it's not. It's Honglu. How many of these have we pulled now? We're up to 80 and we still haven't gotten any of the ego. You can use the dispenser to get your hands on Walpurgis Night stuff, but not the current one, which is unfortunate. But with the new mirror dungeon out, I'm probably actually going to have a very easy time getting more lunacy to do more pulls. Oh no! You got my hopes up, Malkuth. Yep, we don't have enough, so we don't get to see the new ego. 3 plus 7. So at best that gives us a 17, so it's not going to clash very well. But the fact that it raises this coin up to 5 times, it's got the potential to hit. It can hit very hard, it just can't clash very high. And the other thing that we had is Walpurgis not Rhodian. So 21 plus 12, coin power plus 1 for every bleed on the target, to a maximum of 13. Combat start, the main target does not lose bleed count, and lose 10 SP per turn, so that adds up to... Oof, that adds up to about 45 SP, so this one's expensive. Inflict lust affinity damage equal to bleed potency on the target. At lust resonance, inflict an extra affinity damage. At absolute resonance, inflict even more. Bleed potency up to 99 will be used to calculate for this skill. If this coin or its coin effects deal damage that exceeds the target's HP, deal excess damage as fixed damage between all enemies. And then we have 5 weight on its corroded version, but it gains attack weight by the highest resonance, -2. So inflict lust resonance bleed on the target. Maximum lust resonance 6. Inflict 3 bleed count. This unit's skill, leftmost skill on the dashboard, inflicts double bleed potency.
어디 괜찮은 작전 없나? 생각만 해도 피가 돌고 눈이 붉어질 것 같아.
No, wait, no, I didn't want the refraction railway, I wanted this. The Fairies Care. Walpurgis Night 3 into a certain library's book. The fairies protect our employees. Everything will be peaceful while you're under the fairies' care. Will you enter the book of the fairy fist? They're taking the option from the menu UI straight from Library of Ruin here, you cheeky guys. So, what do we want to bring? Let's bring in a burn team. Between the two, I think more salt for Capote.
따뜻하게 혹은 뜨겁게.
Wait, no.
일이라면 간다.
Liu Ryoshu, because she brings us gluttony,
발목 잡지 않도록
and we're gonna need it.
최선을 다할게요.
Oh, how are those green lights still green? Another unexpected alarm, but we all react with imagined astonishment as we've grown rather used to the randomness of it all. It is unlikely that it has completely evaded the influence of T-core singularity. However, it can be said this partial retention of colour can be attributed to the fact that Walpurgis Night is the transistory moment in which numerous possibilities coincide. Makes sense. Force nonchalantly walked up to the driver's seat and shutting off the alarm. Look, 'tis returned this Walpu, whatever night! Don Quixote and her eyes that begin twinkling at the smallest bit of diversion after another long period of idle standby. It's all just become a part of the routine. Even mysterious things like these Walpurgis nights. Oh, an additional volatility, aside from the Walpurgis night, has been detected. An additional volatility? Indeed, the entrance to a new mirror dungeon has opened. Oh yeah, that. Heathcliff mutters quietly as he rises from his seat. I thought it was about time we got a new one. It happens every time we go through the bloody ringer. Didn't expect it to appear with the green flashes though. Heathcliff lightly struck the end of his club against the floor in visible anticipation. The word that was once engraved into his club had changed. A few days ago, I saw him sitting at the back of the bus, busily sanding and carving something into his club. I didn't have to ask to know what he meant by that new word, so I decided not to bring it up to anyone else. Only Heathcliff and I retain that memory after all. Thought I was going mad from tedium. Come on, let's go bash some sods. Oh, nice. I like seeing some initiative from the sinners misforced. Indeed, let us move without delay. Dante, bring us to the corridor past the back door. Got it. I tried my best to suppress this uncomfortable feeling I had about Heathcliff's newfound enthusiasm. Something was off about it, like it wasn't just some optimistic passion. But I led the sinners to the back door anyway. Two types of doors at once, huh? Two new sets of doors, just as Force had predicted. Oh man, they even have the UI telling you the price up on these specialty doors. One set of doors was, as I expect, two metal doors resonant with the sound of wuthering gusts, a new mirror dungeon. And the other set of doors was... Are these paper? It's all sparkly. It was an unfamiliar door, radiating with an odd gleam of light. Technically, we did see the weird radio frequency-like squiggly lines around the doors before, but everything else about it was new. I guess this one doesn't connect to the Lobotomy Corporation like the last one did. Weird. I think I'm hearing... Is that jazz? Boy, is this even a door? It's more like a window than a door, isn't it? Right, this new entrance definitely resembled a large window rather than a door. The window was blurry, and all I could see past it were some globs of shapes moving about. There appeared to be several shambling entities past the entrance. Force seemed to have realized something, but she didn't tell us what it was. Instead, she merely looked in my direction without saying a word. I'm starting to get what she means by that look. Guess I'll have to get in there to see what this is all about, right, Force? You are experiencing regular growth in capabilities. Force considers this to be a positive development. Yeah. A field of green and a wall of tall, great trees appear before us before we enter the door. At this point, it'll take a bit more than this to surprise us. Ah, it's so nice to have our colour back for once, huh? Quiet. There's an abnormality. So these were what we saw past the window earlier? We are yet to be discovered. I recommend that we prepare for combat, Manager. This time, the sinners didn't need me to tell them what its nature was. It was pretty evident from the get-go that we'd be facing off against an abnormality by the looks of it. They stood on standby, ready to charge into battle at my command. But it's a bit different this time. So, Force, I'm starting to get the hang of this Walpurgis night thing, and please, do continue. I think there's something different about these abnormalities. Can you explain why? Considering the nature of abnormalities, every encounter with an abnormality would be equivalent to an encounter with a summoned entity. Nevertheless, there exists a certain degree of difference when we encounter them in a refraction railway or a mirror dungeon. That is to say, we enter a site once known as the Library, a building that inexplicably appeared above the former L-Corps headquarters. And this exact location is said to be a space that exists within a book in which the abnormality resides. The library? Where have I heard that term before? Some sinners talked about it, that's for sure. Quite, yet this space is fairly distinct from the containment units we had witnessed before at one of the branches. It appears as though an ideal habitat has been established precisely for that abnormality's residence. A rather striking distance from the limited space and unaccommodating environment provided by the containment units. Yes, you may compare this place to a terrarium. The abnormality inhabiting this place has transformed its environs to a form most suitable for its dwelling. Here are some comparisons that may make it easier for one to comprehend. A fish would fill this space with water. A worm would fill this space with soil. Gotcha. So, as long as the abnormality exists within this book, you can deck this place out with whatever fits its fancy, huh? It would be more accurate to say that an abnormality once outside the confines of the Quackloth Torrents can rebuild its environment to fit its needs. Whoa, that's kinda like free housing, huh? That's when Don Quixote, who was standing rather far from the group, who was made aware of these revelations only after Mersault had relayed them to her. Book? Our journey hath brought us inside a book, thou sayest? The library of legend that vanished like a mirage for truth? Suddenly blew up with explosive enthusiasm once again. I will add a preamble to future to prevent such outbursts. The enemies have detected us, Executive Manager. Yeah, let's get this over with first. So this is the version that levels you up. I guess you need to be playing a different one to... Hello, it is Fairy Festival. We have the Fairy Mass, Gluttony of Munch Munch, and Tiny Wingbeat. You, on the other hand, Predation. If target has bleed, gain coin power. On hit, heal 3% of max HP to the core. At 3 plus hunger, coin power plus 1. If target has bleed, coin power plus 1. Oof. Turn end. Gain 1 if this unit failed to defeat an ally with prepared meat. Gain 2 when its HP goes down. Gain 3 at 50% HP. Lose 1 if this unit defeated an ally with prepared meat. At 0, gain attack power down and defense power down of allies lost. If the ally with the prepared meat is at 1, kill the ally. Then all past gain fragile, attack power down, and defense power down. If there are surviving allies at 25 or less HP, kill all allies. Heal the number of allies killed of max core HP. If there are no surviving allies, gain 20 attack power up. Yep, this is just like your appearance in Library of Ruina. Turn end. All sinners gain 10 SP and 1 ego resource for all affinities. Dangerously generous of you. So, Assistant Librarian of History. Gain a skill slot, 15 SP at turn start, inflict double the amount of burn, bleed, rupture, and sinking. Applying to unique status effects as well. We have no idea what you're weak to, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess the reason they're so generous with SP is because we're going to be struggling to win clashes at the start of all this, and we can't really rely on killing enemies. Okay, I get it. Hunger. Each turn, it doesn't have any allies to kill, the hunger goes up.
순식간에 끝내죠.
Actually, I didn't check the passives, but I bet the fairy mass down there is actually not going to be able to be killed by anything but the Fairy Queen. Looks like the send was effective. We've got this. Hopefully. Generous.
이번에야말로 이 싸움을 끝내주겠어.
Okay, we've hit Volatile Passion. The conditions are met. Fairy Queen kills this unit at turn end. HP does not drop below 1, so we do actually have to mulch these guys quite effectively. Gain 1 attack weight because we're in a volatile state.
순식간에 끝내죠.
Ooh, she got That's quite the horrifying system. So, Queen's Decree. Inflict prepared meat to a random ally without prepared meat. Indiscriminate. Prioritize targets with prepared meat. If the target has this, coin power plus 10. Coin power minus 5 every arm we break. On target kill, all parts gain 2 attack power up for the encounter. Yikes, yikes, yikes. On the upside, negative 80%. On the other hand, we could just stop it from winning the clash, couldn't we? I mean, it does reuse the coin if it hits head while he's in volatile ego state, so that's nice. Maybe we could break the arms. That would be ideal. Actually tell me, what sort of weaknesses do you have? Definitely not blunt. Slash wrath. Slash envy. Okay, we might need to do some might need to do some work with our ideas before we can get ourselves properly into this sort of stuff. Before we can try to beat this in one go, I mean. Slash envy is very nice for volatile ego friend here. Chomp. So that's going to give this last one a bit of fragility. We need to start ending this fight. Left arm, 5-9. I can't see the right arm because it's positioned right there. Right arm is 102. But it has no burn on it, so... unfortunate. Inflict one more burn with its skills. Right.
여전히 무섭고 겁이 나. 그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아.
Oh, we just flattened the little fairy. So just a reminder, turn end. If no surviving allies gain 20 attack power up next turn, we do not want to mess with that. Indiscriminate. Prioritize targets with prepared meat. Blazing Strike. Have we established if any of these got what the lust weaknesses are? Lust is good enough. Huh. That doesn't feel like it should be rolling as well as it does. Oh well.
여전히 무섭고 겁이 나. 그럼에도 하지 말고 타올라라.
201 damage. But she's all alone now, and I don't think we've dealt enough damage to the body to have a good chance of staggering it. Ooh, she is really mad.
순식간에 끝내죠.
I feel like she should be doing a bit more to aggravate us, but maybe it's just giving us this one turn of safety before she starts going absolutely ballistic. Which isn't going to be enough because we're about to do this.
당신을 인도해주진 못해도 따뜻하게 안아줄 수는 있어요.
Suppression of Fairy Festival complete. That was way harder than I expected. Faust explains that we find ourselves in the library's past. We are participating in a certain repeated battle within the library. Its purpose was to obtain something called the realization of the flaw of history. Yeah, sorry, I don't understand most of what you said. Flaw of history, huh? Are there other flaws too? That appears to be the case, yes. It can be extrapolated from the collected intelligence that the library is, like some normal libraries, composed of several flaws divided by subjects such as literature or religion. Doesn't sound too different from your average library, but I doubt it's that straightforward. Anything more you can tell us about that library, Faust? Something more detailed? Faust's voice carries an air of troubled uncertainty, and I'm starting to realize why. So you don't know about that just yet, right? I see that you have intuited a certain degree of truth, Dante. I don't suppose there is any more reason for me to remain evasive regarding this particular subject. Faust let out a barely noticeable but clearly shocked gasp before regaining her usual calm demeanor. Yes, I am yet to become a Faust who has access to that information. Yet to become? As your journey continues, I may also gradually gain recognition and access to further knowledge. One thing is certain, however. Faust regards this consistent, continuous improvement to be a positive development, Dante. I see! The longer my journey, the greater her knowledge, huh? Maybe that explains why she kept falling silent in the middle of her lectures. I have no idea how long this journey will last for, but who knows? Maybe we'll find ourselves at that library one day. With that, I return to the sinners who wander about scattered pages of the abnormality. So let's have a look at what the missions gave us.
확실한 승리였어요. 돌아가면 저번처럼 홈파티라도 할까요?
So then, complete suppression of Fairy Festival. Complete within 10 turns. Dawn Office from Third Walpurgis. Let the Fairy Queen defeat a Fairy Mass in a single counter. Let the Fairy Queen defeat a Fairy Mass in a single encounter. I don't think we can really do anything other than that, guys. Complete a suppression without ally deaths. Complete suppression without any allies' SP dropping to -45. Inflict X potency of... Okay, so it's supposed to be 10. To a single abnormality. Defeat the Fairy Queen with Burn, Bleed, Rupture, or Sinking. Now that's going to be more interesting to work with. Complete suppression with a Librarian of History taking less than 10 hits from the enemies and surviving. They don't appear to be nearly as annoying as the ones we had to deal with in the Robon, in the Viridian Dawn. So, on hard mode, complete the suppression of Fairy Festival. Within 10 turns, let her devour a Fairy Mass. Let her defeat 3 Fairy Mass. Oh, is that what it meant? Right, we're supposed to let her defeat all of them. Let Fairy Queen defeat 3 of them within a single turn. I see, so maybe that's what that was supposed to say, but it forgot to. Complete without Fairy Queen defeating any Fairy Masses. Oh, this is cheeky now. After breaking both of the Fairy's arms, inflict 20 Burn, Bleed, Rupture, or Sinking. Inflict 40 Burn, Bleed, Rupture, or Sinking. Defeat the Fairy Queen with Burn, Bleed, Rupture, or Sinking. Librarian of History defeats the abnormalities with a single attack. 3 of them. Complete suppression without allied deaths. I'm willing to bet that the mechanic of the little fairy masses can't be reduced below 1 HP might not be there anymore. Take less than 5 hits. Don't hit from -45 SP. Complete all missions. Now here's the real question. No.
어디 괜찮은 작전 없나?
Alright, so anyway, that's that for that.
붉어질 것 같은.
Next time on Let's Play Limbus Company, we're going to look at the new Mirror Dungeon. Until then guys, take care, I'll see you all around.
난 토끼야. 풀이 있는 곳이라면 어디든 가서 전부 해치워버리지.